Knutson from RPG here in Hudson, and today on this beautiful afternoon we want to welcome you to the 2001 Booster Days Parade. Along with me today happens to be the Roberts 2001 Good Neighbor, Cindy Brown. How you doing today, Cindy?
Good. It's a beautiful day out, and we're waiting for the parade to come down the street here.
Our first unit today is going to be the Veterans Memorial Honor Guard, and we're waiting, I'm guessing, about 10 or 15 seconds for the police car and the Honor Guard to get here.
We want to remind people that there are still events going on this Booster Days in downtown at 4 o'clock in the band shell, a children's program called Kit and Caboodle, and I've seen them before, and they're very entertaining. Tonight in the band shell at 8 o'clock is Stampede, and we also want to remind people to come on down to the food booths and the beer tent and the carnival and support the local booster club.
Yeah, we also have a full day on Sunday. We start out with youth 3-on-3 basketball down by First National Bank in the back area. They've got food stands. Right now, actually, we'll listen to the Honor Guard right now. Yes.
Okay.
Oh. All right, back at it today with the Booster Days Parade, and we're starting to hear the gun. Oh.
Tell me when they're on.
Back at it, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have about almost 90 units in the parade today, and the Honor Guard just did a rendition of the Star Spangled Banner, and they'll be heading toward us in just a second here. Cindy, what else have we got going on Sunday?
Sunday at 10 o'clock we have the youth 3-on-3 basketball along with the carnivals and the food booths, and at noon we have the dart tournament down by the band shell, which is sponsored by Twin States Music. The kiddie tractor pull is at 2 and kid games at 3:30. We'll round out the weekend with the fireworks display down over the river tomorrow night at dusk.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Veterans Memorial Honor Guard. Looks like we have Gordy Knutson driving the Ford Tempo for the Honor Guard. Whoa. That was a bang. How are you, Gordy? We want everybody to understand how much work the boosters do in putting on the parade and the weekend. The Hudson Boosters serve hundreds, if not thousands, of kids in youth sports here in Hudson, and we certainly appreciate all their efforts.
And today, the parade grand marshal is Denny Christofferson, who's spent many, many years here in Hudson working with the boosters.
Our next unit is Randy Lau, the boosters president. Again, reiterating how much work the boosters do. with Randy Lau at the helm, I'm sure they'll have another great year. Okay, next we have local Hudson Mayor Jack Bro and Cindy Jack's a man after my own heart. He's the kind of guy that, like myself, that'll take out the garbage and give you the impression that he's cleaned the whole house. That's the kind of guy Jack is.
Spent a lot of years being the mayor of Hudson, and we thank him and all the committee members of the city of Hudson for all their hard work.
Is retired 3M'er Jack Bro. Jack does a great job with our city. We've got the St. Croix EMS units coming through right now. You can certainly hear them. EMS units do a tremendous job serving our local community with the healthcare needs and emergency situations. We certainly appreciate all the effort they put into our community.
We want to remind everybody that 3 o'clock this afternoon, at 3 o'clock this afternoon, we have the Hudson Fire Department doing a demo.
It's pretty hard to talk with those EMS horns going, isn't it, Cindy? Now we have another fire department truck with a gaggle of girls on it. My guess is there's some of the employees' kids from the fire department. Engine number 1. And continuing on with the theme of local services, we're going to have the Hudson Fire Department coming with their new fleet of trucks that they have. Again, the amount of work and effort that they put into our community is just tremendous, and obviously we can't live without them.
I see a lot of age is represented here on the fire trucks, everyone from the new firefighters to the ones that have been on it for many, many years, and they all put in a lot of hours of service to be helpful to us in times of crisis.
This is one time we don't mind seeing the lights flashing and all the red trucks heading out of town. All right, on the trucks now, I believe we have the state champion Hudson High School hockey team with Coach Jim Thies up on top of the first truck here. Congratulations, girls, on being state champions.
They've got their trophy right up there with them, too.
Jim. Congratulations, Hudson High School girls. On the next truck, being gender equal here in this event, we have the boys Hudson High School team. State champion hockey team. Congratulations, boys.
Did the parade just start?
Well, I have a feeling until the bands come, this will be the loudest parade unit we're going to have in a while with the horns and sirens. So, Hudson Fire and Rescue vehicles with the snowmobiles. These guys have the rescue sled that's donated by the Roberts Night Riders and the snowmobile by St. Croix Sport of River Falls.
And following close behind, we have the St. Joseph Fire and Rescue trucks here, representing St. Joseph and Holton in the parade as well today.
Some kids at St. Joe wishing Grandma and Grandpa hello. Looks like we have one last fire unit coming in, I believe also from St. Joe's. A little out over here. Again, you can't beat the day that we have today. I'm guessing it's probably about 80, 85 degrees today, it seems. Cloud cover is great for us. I don't think we'll get too sunburned today. We have the number 1 tanker coming, again, we believe from St. Joe's coming in. We appreciate all the services offered by the fire and rescue squads that are here represented today in the parade.
And again, if you're at home watching us live right now, remember that there are a lot of events still going on this weekend, this evening down in the park, and as well as tomorrow. And everything is located at the north end of the park this year, so come on downtown and enjoy some food and the sunshine, and support your local booster club.
Well, coming soon, we have the Hudson Royalty. The reason, one of the reasons we hold this parade is to showcase the talent we have here in Hudson, and the Hudson girls will be coming up to our into the spotlight soon here. We're going to have the 2001 Hudson Royalty, followed by last year's Royalty, the 2000 group.
Miss Hudson Committee, I know, puts in a lot of work in putting on the pageant and everything for the girls to participate. And we've just had a newly crowned queen for Hudson, and she is riding the float today with her court.
Here comes the Hudson contingent down on the levee as their float. We have Princess Carolyn Marlowe, Princess Kristen Ridley, Princess Wendy O'Connell, and Miss Hudson, Stephanie Copeland.
And following them is the 2000 Miss Hudson Royalty, Princess Tanya Trost and Princess Katie O'Connell.
And now we have the Hudson High School Marching Band. They do a great job representing our community in parades all over the state and the Midwest. Again, ladies and gentlemen, the Hudson High School Marching Band. Our next float is another organization here in town that does a great job supporting a lot of the local efforts, the Hudson Lions Club.
Making all the children happy, handing out candy.
Lots of candy. You think we'll get some here?
I don't know. They
I'm
better
going to
pass
send you
by,
out into the
John.
middle of the street to get candy for us, and come back as soon as you can.
Yeah.
As we'll get our cameraman over here to get us some of that candy. He's out in the middle of the street. If you see that camera rolling down the street, you'll know he just got clipped by a fender. But
Someone getting nice and toasty warm inside that Lions costume there on the float, making all the kids happy. They've also got a lot of stuffed animals that they're making the kids smile with today.
some of the projects the Hudson Lions Club is involved with is the eye and organ donation and awareness programs, obviously local community projects, Leader Dog and Wisconsin Eye Bank, among other things. And there's Marty Borchert, one of our local Lions. He's coming to give us candy. Thank you, Marty.
Next is the Rolling Hills 4-H Club, which is a local Hudson 4-H group. On their float today, there's a lot of projects that they do in 4-H, and coming up at the 20th of July is the St. Croix County Fair, where they'll be exhibiting their projects in Glenwood City. There are 4-H clubs throughout the county, so come to the county fair and check out all of their hard work. And coming up next is the Hammond Heartland Days float. Their celebration is coming up August 9th through 12th. And there are neighbors from Hammond, and a very nice looking float here with Miss Hammond, Natalie Rock.
And she's also accompanied by Miss Congeniality, Angela Nelson, Princess Angela Nelson, Princess Stacy Gulick, and Princess Kristen Madsen.
Next we have the Spring Valley float with the Spring Valley Lions and the Spring Valley Chamber of Commerce. Come to play, come to stay in Spring Valley, Wisconsin.
Yeah, and we'd like to introduce Miss Spring Valley, Erin Trainer, along with princesses Stephanie Simachek, Jessie Gavick, and Nicole Cady.
Next, we have a antique car here from Anderson Windows in Bayport. Very display full 4th of July items on their vehicle.
Anderson Corporation, obviously one of the most well-known companies in this area, providing employment for a lot of families in this area.
Next, we have the unit from the Phipps Center from the Arts with their upcoming production of Grease. I've been in the show Grease before. I know how much fun it is. So make sure you check out the local paper and get your tickets early.
It's looking like we've got Maureen Milbrath and Katie Garrity, and it looks like we've got Mr. Reidenbach up on top with a Miss Dixon. That's quite a pompadour the driver's wearing there, Cindy. Also from the Phipps, we have the Odd Couple float coming here.
That is showing now through July 22nd.
Hard to tell who's odd in that float. I'm guessing all of them are in some way, shape, or form. Next float is from Twin States Music coming. You can tell by the jukebox on the top of the truck that's coming. Local company run by Kevin Anderson.
We Got Your Game, the Twin Cities Music Company. Sponsoring the dart tournament downtown. And that is tomorrow, Sunday at noon.
Twin States Music, obviously best known for providing games and machines for the local bars, restaurants, and establishments. Great to have them involved in the parade. Of course we want candy. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks very much. All right. Hey, we got candy. We have skin on wieners here. We have food. We've got our Mountain Dew to keep us going with a little bit of sugar in the warm sun. That'll ferment shortly.
The RJ's National Champion hot dogs.
Oh, that's Rick and Ann Reams, of course, at RJ's. Those are great snacks. We'll have those in the middle of the parade here. Our next float is the local Knights of Columbus, St. Croix Council 1762. And Charlie Silver and the crew here from the Knights of Columbus group are handing out Tootsie Rolls. They have a program that runs all year that helps the handicapped citizens by asking for donations for Tootsie Rolls, and they do a great job supporting the local causes too. I'm proud to be a member myself of the Knights of Columbus from the St. Pat's Parish.
And right behind the Knights of Columbus is the Boy Scouts of America,
Helen.
Troop 148.
There goes
Hudson.
Helen Shaw and her husband, also working with the Boy Scouts, Troop 148. I think they're sporting some of their machines from the Pinewood Derby, which is obviously a long-standing event that the Boy Scouts run where they construct their own vehicles to race.
Now, that's a vehicle to have. You've got 5 of your buddies pushing you, and you don't even have to pedal. All you have to do is go along for the ride.
That's the kind of job I want.
I think that's the kind of job you got, John.
It'd take more than 5 guys to push me, though. But all right, next float that we have coming through representing is Blue Skies Pool and Spa. Local company, and of course, what are they bringing with them? They're bringing water sports. They've got the water cannons, and they're hosing everybody down. If we short out here because of the water on the mics, we'll try to get back up and running as soon as we can.
And a few sea monsters there as well, and some good tunes
there
to keep everybody dancing on the street.
Blue Skies Pool and Spa as they go by. Now that looks like the float to be in. On a hot day, sitting in the water. We've got a little bit of a gap here before the next float. Cindy, you might have to do one of your famous song and dance numbers.
Well, I don't think so. I think that if you had your drum set here, we could be taking care of that.
So,
tomorrow at 4 o'clock, speaking of RJ's Hot Dogs, there's a second annual hot dog eating contest sponsored by RJ's down at the band shell tomorrow.
Is there still time to get in on that?
I'm not sure, but John, I think you should try.
There's nobody that can knock down hot dogs like me. I didn't build this figure by Jenny Craig's School of Higher Education, so count me in.
Okay, well, we'll be down there to see how many of those hot dogs you can put away tomorrow.
Well, and what a coincidence. The next float here is going to be the Hudson Physicians, which I might need after I enter that contest and win, and we may need their services. But well represented in the local community is the Hudson Physicians Group. Obviously part of the new hospital project going on with the new Hudson Health Campus that's going up off near the area, the Carmichael Interchange.
We want to remind all of our viewers that as well as the Booster Days, there are many other events in our community that you can partake in. We've got Pepperfest coming up here, third weekend in August. We also have the Hudson Hot Air Fair this coming February, which is 2/2/2002. Too much fun at the Hudson Hot Air Fair.
The word is, as the Hot Air Fair people come by in the parade unit today, someone may actually be in a tutu.
You never can tell. We've got a little guy here in the cart from Hudson Physicians. He's looking like he's having a pretty good time getting pulled down the street.
Following the Hudson Physicians crew here, and I believe that's one of our local doctors.
That's Vicki Mayer from
Vicki Mayer. Looks like she's
in pretty good shape there running down the street.
She's doing all right.
She's probably not partaking in that hot dog eating contest there, John.
Looks like she might be in a marathon here. I didn't know there was one running, but if she does get in trouble, who better to follow than the Hudson Hospital contingent?
That's right. And today the Hudson Hospital is throwing out some Frisbees representing their emergency services at their emergency room at the Hudson Hospital 24/7. So we're making a lot of kids real happy with their Frisbees they're throwing out there today.
Those Frisbees look great. I wonder where they got them.
I'm not sure. I think I've seen them before, though. Their theme for today is STAT, the Hudson Hospital, emergency care 24/7.
And in keeping with safety, they've got foam Frisbees rather than the hard plastic ones. So as we have Pat Shirley driving the STAT Hudson Hospital Emergency Care Specialist van, they're throwing Frisbees. We're hoping to get a Frisbee here at the table. We're hoping to get a Frisbee. I don't know if we'll get one. They're flying hard and fast.
And I know that they fly well. We checked those out at RPG in the back.
Okay, I think we need a Frisbee here at the counter there. One's coming right to us. Thank you very much. A STAT Emergency Care Hudson Hospital Frisbee. Brought right to us, ladies and gentlemen.
Girl Scout Council of St. Croix Valley, the local Girl Scouts. Again, they're handing out candy, making everyone happy, and hopefully they won't see John here. I think he's got enough stuff for the rest of the afternoon.
We're doing a pretty good job collecting candy here. I'll bet we can get one of the girls to bring us some candy up to the stand here. I'll bet we can get one of the girls. Here she comes. Oh! Thank you. We got one. Thanks, Girl Scouts.
You've got quite a contingent here. Looks like probably 100 girls or so coming down the street.
Doesn't look like any shortage of Girl Scouts, is there?
No. We also want to remind you that Christmas time in Hudson is very special as well, with the tour of homes, the craft shows, the Santa comes to town light up night. So make sure you catch all of those things in our community as well.
Well, we've got one of the new Ford Explorers going by, but I'm not quite sure, Cindy, who's in that. I think they're following up the Girl Scouts.
Yeah, maybe they're there in case, just like the parents of the marching band kids, for backup.
All right, our next one, we've got a skid for hire here. And that's Ted Garcia's parade float unit.
the Scobies, and of course they've got that nice John Deere unit up there. I'm not prejudiced or anything, but happen to
Scobie
like
for
those
hire.
John Deere items.
And we've got another Scobie unit coming right here. These guys, I think, obviously are used to moving big dirt. And probably all
Lawn
kinds
care.
of lawn care and services for outside. It's kind of nice to have somebody willing to do that kind of work for you, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe they come to Roberts.
Now,
Maybe
Cindy,
that'd
I'm
be
going to
good.
ask you to bow your head here. Here comes my old alma mater from Durand. We have Miss Hudson, the City of Durand float, my old hometown. And we have Miss Durand this year is Jenna Winter. And we have the princesses Whitney McNaughton and Maverick Bignell. Way to go, Durand. Go Panthers. The next
Here's-
group is the PAB group.
From Mount Zion Lutheran Church. Pledge Against Violence, the PAV, Pledge Against Violence Praise Group.
The PAVE group, Pledge Against Violence. All right, here we are again. It's a great day. We want to welcome everybody to the 2001 Booster Day Parade. It's been pretty good so far. We've got a lot more parade units coming. We've got about 90 units coming through today. We've got another Princess float coming through in
Well,
just a
I
second.
think that I'll have to take this one from you, John, because
Uh-oh.
this is my hometown of Roberts, Wisconsin.
Well, and again, I want to remind everybody we have the Roberts good neighbor, Cindy Brown, right here.
And this year's court, we have Miss Congeniality, Amy Hall, and we also have Julie Ickler and Katie Borgstrom and Miss Roberts herself, Tracy Nelson. Way to go, girls.
You found your float. You found your float.
Again, they're from Roberts, Wisconsin, right off exit 10, with a beautiful float from the Roberts Lions
I
Club.
got to tell you, Cindy, before the parade started, two of the girls were lost, though. I had to direct them up to the start of the parade, though. So I'm glad to see they found their float.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of people looking for their floats today.
Our next unit comes from Amory, Wisconsin. We have the Amory Marching Band. It looks like they're well represented in numbers. Let's listen to them.
Extend about a whole block down the street. There's some warm hats on their uniforms there. I remember those from the days when I used to march in band, or we didn't have them quite that hot, but it gets a little warm there in those outfits.
It's got to be warm in the black.
It's not wool like it used to be.
Terrific job by the Amory Marching Band. Cindy, I got to tell you, I miss the big bands that come through and the parades from years and years ago. There used to be lots of bands. It's a pleasure seeing a large band come in. I really enjoy listening to the marching bands as they come through. Again, we want to thank Amory for coming down today and sharing their time with us today.
Yeah, maybe we could get some more bands to be able to do that, some of the school districts to allow their marching bands to go to other communities and participate. I know that I did that a lot when I was in school, and it was a very good experience. So hopefully they'll get back to letting those kids that are in music and everything join in the marching bands and be able to go to local parades and show their talents and have enjoyment for those who are watching the parades.
All right, it looks like our next float coming down is a FedEx entry. At least that's what's on the vehicle leading the float. I think I see Mr. Movies on the back end of that float. That seems like a pretty cush job, too, riding that float. Mr. Movies, your neighbor with all the movies. Hudson, River Falls, and Menominee. All right, Cindy, our next unit is the famous Zor Roadrunners. Can you tell us a little bit about the Zor Roadrunners?
Yeah, the Zord Roadrunners were chartered on February 1st, 1995. And the unit is made up of Shriners from the St. Croix Valley Shrine Club. The Nobles are from several cities in western Wisconsin and are headquartered in River Falls. Since the unit was formed, the Roadrunners have performed in over 20 parades each year in western Wisconsin. This year, the unit is happy to show off their new, larger go-karts that they recently purchased. Each year, this group sponsors the Little East-West football game in River Falls. Proceeds help support Shriners Hospitals for Children. Over the past 35 years, this group has raised over $400,000 for shrine hospitals all over North America. This year's game is September 30th at Raymer Field at the UW River Falls campus.
All right, I love seeing these guys come through. This is where everybody on the sidelines has to back up a little bit and watch their toes. These guys drive these little go-karts in unison, and I'm guessing they probably get up to 20 or 25 miles an hour. That's my kind of job. Actually, if I could do one thing in a parade like this, I'd want to be in one of those carts. You get that cool breeze coming, and you can get really fast to any candy that the kids missed on the streets. If you didn't have to stay in unison, that is, you know.
Okay.
I always tend to meander to the beat of a different drummer, so I'd probably have a hard time staying in line with this group here. But these guys are always a crowd favorite, and again, the amount of good the Shriners do locally, regionally, and nationally is incredible.
I've been to their football games down at River Falls, and they do a nice job of getting the crowd involved and having a little parade ahead of time. And they do a lot of good for the $400,000 they have for Shrines North America.
All right, here they come, ladies and gentlemen. Whoa, almost clipped the cameraman there.
I think it's better sitting up here behind the table than it is out there.
I think we're a little
bit
bit safer here. All right, here they go, ready to start a new formation.
He's a brave man.
Whoa. Always great to see the Zor Roadrunners at a parade. Actually kind of has a smell of Gasoline Alley after the Roadrunners have been here. Whoa, we're gonna have to work on those brakes. And there they go, ladies and gentlemen, the Zoar Roadrunners.
Coming up next, we have our St. Croix County 4-H ambassadors. These are the older 4-H members from across the county that go through a selection process and are elected to represent 4-H throughout the county at many parades, festivals, and of course at the county fair. These are the top of the crop of St. Croix County 4-Hers.
Another example of the great kids in the St. Croix Valley, the St. Croix County ambassadors.
Not quite sure who this group is, but I'm sure the cameraman got all
All
of
right,
that.
next we have Sheila Harsdorf in her newly purchased bright blue PT Cruiser. Sheila is our state senator, and I was lucky enough to just get a brand new black PT Cruiser, so Sheila and I can PT cruise together at some point. Great to see her here in the parade. Sheila's a perfect example of the quality of individuals we have in the St. Croix Valley representing our area.
Coming up
Hi,
next
Sheila.
is the First
There she
National
is,
Bank
there's
of
Sheila
Hudson
Harsdorf.
with their internet banking.
This is a car that's hard to miss, isn't it?
It's the First National Beetle, as the license plate tells us.
We have the internet banking Beetle from First National Bank. Thanks, Karen. And driving the car today is race car driver Ken Heiser from First National Bank.
Got a lot of bubble gum they're handing out there to all the kids. And then the tiger coming down the street.
And this next race car comes from San Pedro's Cafe.
Followed closely behind by Barker's Bar and Grill here on 2nd Street in downtown Hudson.
Along with the same group as San Pedro's, the Barker's folks are here and well represented. Here comes Susie Gilbert. I think Susie's a straggler from the First National Bank crew. There she's running now. All right, our next entry is from Boyceville, Wisconsin. I used to work in Boyceville, Cindy, a company called AAM, All American Manufacturing. Here's their parade unit with their princess.
For Cucumber Days, their annual celebration late in the summer every year.
And Miss Boyceville is Alicia Fisher. Okay, our next unit's from the Hudson Public Library. That's maybe a place I should have spent more time as a youth.
You wouldn't have had near as much fun.
Well,
But you might have learned a thing or two in the library.
I think I would have. I got to tell you, though, 3rd grade was the best 4 years of my life. I learned a lot. So we want to thank the Hudson Library for being represented in the parade today. Obviously, great service for all our kids here in this area and the adults.
And we've got the essay winners and special events, and science fiction, a lot of things going on at the library.
Okay, Cindy, if I couldn't be on a Zoar go-kart or little race car there, I'd obviously want to be on one of the next horses coming. These are the Fiesta Riders. These are Peruvian horses. Pasos? Is Pasos horse? See?
No. That's maybe where I should have went to the library a little bit more myself.
It's like we have a team of 5 Peruvian horses coming with the Fiesta Riders. Well, that's a fancy-looking gait that horsey's got.
A lot of excited children watching the horses, I'm sure. As more metropolitan as we become, seeing horses and other animals have been a little rare, so it's nice to see some animals in the parade.
Good-looking
today, too.
horses. I think it's taken a chance to put them in the middle of the parade, but hey, that's what they did, you know. All right, guys, it's a good thing we're not out walking the parade route today. My philosophy is no pain, no pain. And I think round is, I'm in shape. Round is a shape, and I prefer to be sitting here munching on one of Rick Ream's hot dogs from RJ's Meats and a Mountain Dew here. We've got Tootsie Rolls, Sweet Tarts. We got Frisbees here, hats. We've got it all. All the kids keep stopping by and giving us stuff. I don't think we want any horse apples or anything here, though, do we? So we're gonna just refrain from begging for anything from the Peruvian riders here. All right, I love these units here. This is a black car.
Probably has air conditioning in it, though.
My
so
guess
hey,
is
right.
that's a Pontiac SSEI, and my guess is that is in support. That's right. That's in support of the Peruvian Pasos.
They have the water bottles and things like that going for them, just like the
Fiesta
band.
Riders. Okay, our next parade unit is Country View Construction. They'll be coming along shortly here. I want to remind everybody that light travels faster than sound. That's why Cindy and I may appear to be bright until you hear us speak. But we'll do our best as we get through the parade today. It's starting to get warm. We have Brent Johnson driving this truck coming through from Country View Construction. Brent and Sonia operate this company locally and do a terrific job building homes and doing remodeling in the area. I don't see Sonia yet. There she is. There's Sonia on the backside. Country View Construction. They do designing, building, and remodeling.
Coming up next, we have the North Hudson Pepperfest float, which wins many awards as they go to parades.
These guys are kind of rambunctious, Cindy.
Yeah, they have a lot of fun. They choreograph little dances, and they get the crowd enthused. A little more interactive with the crowd than the typical royalty float.
This is my kind of royalty, folks. These guys get into their parades, and they have a lot of fun. The truck is driven or sponsored by Dave Holt from Dave Holt Ford, carrying the Pepperfest Queen and the Princesses, and the Pepperfest, is he called the King? I guess he is. Stan Dom is the 2001 King. The 2001 Queen is Jenna Evenson. The Princesses are Caitlin Walbrun, Sherry Martin, and Heidi Jones. And here comes Linda Walbrun. Linda's carrying candy. We need Linda to come over to our table and give us a button, I think. Those buttons look absolutely terrific.
And the necklace and hot.
The necklace, Linda just reminded us she is hot, hot, hot.
And here are the Pepperfest candidates.
The Queen candidates.
This coming Pepperfest, which is August 17th, 18th, and 19th.
That's a lot of candidates, Cindy.
That is.
Okay, next represented, we have a band here, a large contingent of 4.
I really hope that's not the Hudson Alumni Band, because I'd feel really bad if it is.
I'm guessing that is the Hudson alums.
Well, they're still going through the parade. That's good for them.
All right, our next unit here is from Prescott, Wisconsin. We have Miss Prescott with her princesses. Cindy, who are they?
Miss Congeniality is Melissa Reinhart. Second Princess, Crystal Nelson. First Princess, Sarah Harold. And Miss Prescott, Casey Tim.
Thanks for coming, Prescott. The gateway to the Great River Road, Prescott, Wisconsin. Our next unit here must have made its way back from the beginning of the parade back to here again, one of the fire trucks, and this is Chadwick's Fine Food in North Hudson. On that float, we have a bunch of the little nippers on top. My guess is it's friends and family from the restaurant. Terrific place to eat. Very interesting menu and food items that they offer. It's absolutely terrific. Chadwick's Fine Foods.
And coming to Hudson on July 22nd is the Circus, sponsored by the local Rotary Club. Again, Sunday, July 22nd at 1:30 and 4:30, or is the circus that's coming to town.
This is the Hudson Rotary Clubs. We have 2 Rotary Clubs in town. It looks like we've got our lead clown in the tricycle coming here, and I'm believing that's Kelly Dunn, if I'm not mistaken. I can tell by the nose, actually. That definitely looks like Kelly Dunn in this float here coming on the trike. Yeah, I think you can tell. That nose gives it away, Kelly. Kelly's the organizer for the Hudson Rotary Club that brings this circus to town every year. We have the Hudson Daybreak Club, too. Collectively, we have 110 Rotarians in town that do a lot of good in the community. The local motto is enhancing opportunities for youth, creating a better community for all.
Well, John, it
Hudson
looks like
Rotaries.
you kind of took your job there. Maybe
He
you
did.
should be
Okay.
the clown in the parade today.
After the Zor riders and after the Peruvian horses, I want that tricycle.
Yeah, I could see you in that.
That's Roy Schoberg, ladies and gentlemen, representing the Hudson Rotary Club in the circus in his finest attire today. Roy Schoberg. All right, we've got some late-coming Rotarians from the Rotary Circus coming to town. Cindy, I have no idea where this group of kids is from here. It's one says Hope. We have guys with tails.
Overdue library books.
Guys
and
with Twister wraps around them.
You know, they're
All
having
right,
fun.
we know our next float. Our next float is pretty obviously from County Market. Company owned and run by Dick Schmitz here in town. Dick and Mary Schmitz, residents of Hudson, do a great job with their store. Dick's on the float right now with Mary, and I'm guessing grandkids from County Market. There's Mary Schmitz right now, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, Mary. There's Dick up front. Oh, that candy almost got to us, Mary.
There's an awful large grocery bag there. That one's made by Duro Bag, too. It's got their
All right,
logo
our next
on it.
entry is the Osmond Temple out of St. Paul, Minnesota. The Osmond's got an organ in the back of that truck.
That's a very talented organist, don't you think?
Driving and playing at the same time.
Got the director listed on the back, but he's nowhere to be found.
All right, our next unit is from Riverbank, helping to build your future. Located in North Hudson and in other communities in the area, all your financial tools are available with home loans, savings, and online banking from the Riverbank. They're throwing Frisbees today. I'll bet we can get a Frisbee from one of those guys. Maybe. Oh, I almost got to us. All right, we have the Setting to Mai and the Lions Club, and my guess this is coming from Woodville, Cindy.
Beautiful Woodville, the home of the Norwegian celebration every May.
And we have the third princess, Heidi Krager, and the second princess, Kelsey Freeland, Sarah Peavy, the first princess, and Denise Clanderman is the queen from Setting to Mai.
And here's Melissa John, the St. Croix County Fairest of the Fair. Her reign is soon to be over with as they will elect a new Fairest of the Fair at the county fair 20th of July in Glenwood City. She represents our county all over the state.
All right, next entrance, again, one of those fire trucks that must have made its way all the way around the parade route to come back. This is Greystone Commercial. They're a real estate company. Okay. All right, Greystone Real Estate, St. Croix Valley's largest commercial real estate group on the fire engine. And they're getting a lot of people wet with the super soakers. Oh, they got that camera guy. Oh, direct shot. They're getting him good. That water's got to feel good right about now, though. I think that cameraman took a direct shot right to the belly.
Coming down the street right now, we have another high school marching band from Cumberland. Another well-represented community with their marching band in nice red, white, and blue uniforms.
While we're waiting for this parade unit to come down, I want to say hi to one of my good friends, Janice Markey. Janice right now is not able to be with us at the parade today, but she's a great employee at RPG. One of the best people you'll ever find. She can't make it today, but I think she's watching live on TV. So hi, Janice. We love you.
Hi, Janice.
Get well soon. Hope to see you here next year, okay? See you, Janice. All right, we have the Cumberland High School parade unit, the marching band, another band well represented in numbers. I love seeing the big bands come through. I'm not sure I'd want to be in one of those full-length uniforms today, though. Those reds and blacks have got to be pretty warm. You got to think pretty soon they're going to go to those tearaway cotton things, some kind with shorts and T-shirts or something, don't you, Cindy?
Well, I'd hope so. That would have been more logical. The days we had the full wool jacket, pants, leather overcoat, leather hats.
Getting a good round of applause from the crowd with the number that they just did. I think everybody likes to see the big bands come through.
And they're at the judges' stand right now.
Well, if they're at the judges' stand with no music going on again, I think it's time for one of your song and dance numbers, Cindy. One of the show tunes from the 40s maybe or something.
I think we'll pass today.
Maybe Grease. Maybe Nonsense, something from one of the famous plays you've been in. Cindy Brown is a actor of tremendous proportions, so she is here with us today. Cumberland High School Marching Band, here they come, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give them a listen.
Great discipline being in marching band gives the youth coordination and discipline.
Well, they even seem to be in unison, Cindy. Is that a requirement of being in a band like this?
It should be, yeah.
And bringing up the rear is the percussion end.
Did you do that in high school, John? Were you in the percussion?
Well, I did, but I was a drummer, but I couldn't walk a straight line, so they wouldn't let me play in the marching band.
Again, that was the Cumberland High School Marching Band.
All right.
Very nice performance here today.
Our next entry in the parade today is from Clear Lake. And it looks like we have royalty here. Otherwise, it's four good-looking girls in really nice dresses. What do you think, Cindy? I'm guessing royalty.
Yeah, they've got that wave thing down.
They do.
You know, the right, left, right, left, right, left switch.
Yep, I've been working on that wave myself for years. I've almost got it. Our queen from the Clear Lake Heritage Days float unit is represented here today, and that's Tiffany Jacks. First princess is Lisa Stratton, second princess is Rachel Weiss, and the third princess is Myra Hansen. Glad the ladies could make it down from Clear Lake today. Again, their Heritage Days are in June 21st to the 24th.
So newly crowned royalty on that float today.
All right, now these hooligans that we have out here, led by Art Doyle and Dog Solander and others, are from Art Doyle's Spokes and Pedals here in town. Probably the finest establishment for buying riding vehicles and gear here in town. These guys are famous. Uh-oh, they got the Super Soakers too here, a couple of them do anyway. You want to steer clear of them. Art Doyle Spokes and Pedals, located on 2nd Street down here in downtown Hudson.
They've just gotten out of the van with the Super Soakers. I think it's time to watch out.
Uh-oh, they've got reinforcements coming out of the trucks with Super Soakers hitting anyone that is raising their hand. They're definitely trying to oblige them. All right, well, there's Art Doyle himself, ladies and gentlemen.
Our poor cameraman's got a lot of kids out there.
This camera
against him.
This camera guy's no longer warm. He's been doused a few times by the Super Soakers. And there's Art's wife, Carol, driving the recovery vehicle, so to speak.
Well, John, I thought you were sitting here with me announcing. I didn't know you were in the parade.
Yeah, I see. I think you're talking about the big ape I'm taking it coming down the street next, carrying half a guy, it looks like, don't you think? What do we got going
I
here?
don't know, a puppet and a guy and a gorilla is kind of a unique situation here.
and we're going to be led to guess what parade unit this is again, I think. That is a great costume. Boy, look at the ugly costume that gorilla is holding. Isn't that something?
Well, at least he's a patriotic gorilla.
He is a patriotic gorilla. Okay, who's the llama? All right, not to leave animals out of the parade, we have our llamas represented here. Coming next, we've got 3 good-looking llamas coming down the road here. Llama Magic is where these folks are from. Now those outfits they're wearing look a little warm too.
I believe they're part of the Dick's Bar and Grill unit that's making its way very slowly down the street here. Let the llamas loose.
Okay, so the llamas
Dick's
were part of the
Bar
Dick's
and
Bar
Grill.
crew? They may have been.
We got a little separated here, but it
Yeah,
looks like we're
Dick's
getting back
Bar
to
and Grill is coming. They've got the banners.
Lucky Llama.
The Lucky Llama with the banner, Let the Llamas Loose. Not quite sure how that ties into Dick's Bar, but I guess if they can card the llamas and find them of age, I guess the llamas can drink all they want to.
Well, I heard it's kind of a zoo on the weekends, but I didn't really think they actually had the llamas in the bar.
That can be. That can be one of the big hangouts in town, obviously, with Dick's Bar. I think another place Janice hangs out at. In fact, Janice might be there now. She might have made it down to the parade, but she doesn't want to hear us. She probably went to Dick's, but there goes Dick's Bar with the llamas. All right, Cub Scout Pack 213 is coming next. Again, I'll tell you, a great organization for kids, the Girl Scouts, the Cub Scouts, 4-H. Admire any of the kids going through these programs and doing good things for the community and for themselves.
You get a lot of help from their parents, too.
Yep, they sure do.
My sister's garden, downtown Hudson. We'll always promise you a rose garden.
Oh, that's great. That's a beautiful float in the back of the truck there. I'd be ashamed to take that out after the parade. I'd probably drive with that in for a couple of days.
Some little girls dressed as daisies in the pot in the big in the back of the pickup. They're having a good time.
That's an Ann Getty picture if I've ever seen one.
Coming up next is Edina Realty. They've got the boat out. Looks like they're ready to go down on the river after the parade is over.
We have Kernan Bast in the truck here driving the boat for Edina Realty. There's Kernan right there, folks. I think Kernan is saying if you buy properties from him, that's means he can probably get a bigger boat for next year. Kernan does a great job with Edina Realty. I believe that's Donna Bass in the back of the boat, isn't it?
Yep. Hey, Donna. You even got a little baby in the boat today. Our next unit here is House Calls.
It's one of our local interior design firms right here downtown 2nd Street here in Hudson. House Calls can do a great job renovating your existing home or helping you with new decor and decorations in your new home. Fine interiors, residential and commercial interior design by House Calls. Our next parade unit is Stepping Stone, which is a child care center here in town.
It's out by the truck stop on exit 4. Again, they've got the patriotic flags and everything out with the kids here today. 4th of July weekend.
Okay, you can tell by the noise the next parade unit is from the Hot Air Affair. These guys do a great job every year putting on a Hot Air Affair, the largest winter ballooning event in the country.
Rich Timmerman driving the truck
There's
here
Rich.
with Too Much Fun.
Hello, Rich.
2002.
There's Rich Timmerman. Obviously, Rich is Carla Timmerman's husband and used to be Carla Jackman Martin. Now it's Carla Timmerman along with Evie Nurbin. And how many sisters has Evie got? Their sisters and mother always help every year.
And we want to make sure everybody remembers to come to the Hot Air Affair this February because it'll be too much fun. Next, D&K Snow Plowing and Lawn Care.
It looks like he's got the family out helping him with today's parade unit there. And
Another nice John Deere unit there.
Got one
say.
little girl on a powered scooter there. Looks like she belongs with the Zor Road Racers. Oh, and another Super Soaker, Cindy. And she looks like she's aiming for the cameraman. Here it comes. Yeah, she might have mercy on him.
Well, I think they want him to be their friend. They'd be nice to him.
Here they come with the Super Soakers.
Now is the time for you to start thinking about your parade unit for the Hot Air Affair Parade in February. The theme this year is Too Much Fun. You want to make sure that you get those twos out, your twins, your double your pleasure, double your fun.
Well, one of the events RPG is always involved in, too, is the smooshboarding competition, a world-famous competition. And we invite only the finest athletes to smooshboarding every year, of course. And we usually have hundreds of people watching the soon-to-be Olympic winter event, smooshboarding. So you and 3 of your friends combine and put on a couple of skis and run through an obstacle course. And if you don't mind public humiliation and embarrassment,
By John.
we'd like to invite you out to be a smooshboard team at next year's Hot Air Affair.
So start thinking now about Too Much Fun in 2002.
And on the smooshboard thing, too, if you're not a very good smooshboarder, you can always dress in costumes and win money and cash prizes.
Here's the Helmer Dance Studio. Locations in Hudson and Beldenville. A lot of local youth display their talents in the dance recitals, acrobatics.
Got a wide variety of ages represented. It looks like we've got everybody from probably 3 and 4 years old all the way up into the late teens represented by the Helmer Dance Studio.
And there's a little gal in a tutu, just what we were looking for.
I'm looking at these girls in spandex and just imagining what I'd looking like in some of those outfits. There's a pink tutu for the Hot Air Affair. Gorgeous kids.
Again, that's Helmer Dance Studio that's located up on the hill.
All right, Cindy, I got a couple of your favorite vehicles. Again, a couple of John Deere's coming. And again, I think these are the support vehicles for the Helmer Dance crew. But they're driving the right tractors, Cindy.
That's right. That green and gold goes good any way you look at it,
That's
doesn't
right.
it?
That's right. More than tractors, football too.
That's right.
All right, our next entry is a new business in downtown, or up on the hill in Hudson, actually. It's Premier Floors and More. And these folks provide carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, and ceramics, sales and service guaranteed. Your first choice in brand name flooring from Hudson, Wisconsin, Premier Floors and More. All right, now if you get in trouble on the road some night with your car, Cindy, after one of those Good Neighbors Days events that you go to, here's the type of vehicle that can come and pick you up with no trouble at all. This is Jerry's Cruise. They're usually in the parades.
You can tow multiple vehicles at one time. I always kind of wondered how they're able to do that. But what do we've got here, John? 4 vehicles on the same.
That first one's almost
Same
as
tow?
big as my new little PT Cruiser.
I think that'd make a little minced out of your PT there.
Yeah. That's a PQRS TUV cruiser right there. That's a big Kenworth, folks. When you got a big rig that needs towing, this is the bad boy that'll do it.
Located in River Falls, Jerry's Towing.
We got a Kenworth followed by a Peterbilt, followed by a Freightliner, towing another big rig. These guys are the big units. Jerry's Towing from River Falls and Hudson, folks. Here we are. We got a lull in the parade, so Cindy's going to sing another song for you here during the parade units here as we wait for the next one.
I don't know why you always think that that's the solution, John.
All right. We have another bug coming, like the First National Bank Beetle. We got the
we
youth.
have, we have Dwayne Benoit here driving the vehicle, and he's pulling another Jerry's Towing pickup on top of his recovery truck there.
We've got another fancy Beetle bug here coming, the Wireless Endeavors vehicle from River Falls, Wisconsin. Communications working for you.
Driven by former Pepperfest queen Jamie Gifford there, driving the Wireless Beetle.
Opening fall of 2001 next to Cousin Sub here in Hudson. All right, our next unit comes from New Richmond, and I believe they have Fun Fest. That's coming up pretty soon,
yes,
isn't it, Cindy?
Fun Fest is July 13th through 15th in New Richmond. That's next weekend if you're looking for something to do. We've got Miss Congeniality, Colleen Killian, third princess, Sarah Hagerness, second princess, Nicole Dalton, and first princess, Nicole Sobel.
And we have Miss New Richmond is Erica Frederick. Now representing St. Croix Meadows, we have the Greyhounds. And these are the Greyhounds that I think after their career is done, they find nice homes for.
Yes, you can adopt a Greyhound. I know John's looking for a new dog, right?
I am. I have one rule, and everybody knows it. No livestock in the house. But, all right, our next unit, and this is a guy worthy of having to walk a parade route here. Frank Rhodes is coming. His wife is Kitty, of course, representing us in the State Assembly. Kitty Rhodes, obviously longtime resident here in Hudson, was our chamber director for years and years. And here's her husband, Frank. And I think Kitty's, there's Kitty. Kitty's coming. She's walking. That's, again, that's like exercise.
You probably won't run for office then, John?
Not me. Remember, no pain, no pain.
But I think you have the gift for talk and the that kind of talent to run for political office, John.
Yeah, I feel very strongly about both sides of the issue. Some of the representatives today working with Kitty are John Ponath, a near neighbor of mine. There's John Ponath and Julia Hazemeyer. Julia, I heard, has a aspiration to be a Supreme Court judge. And here comes Marty Sandum. Handing out. There's John Ponath. Hi, John. Julia, come on, Marty, come on over. You got to say hi. Come on, girls. Here, right here. Julia Hazemeyer, Marty Sandum, live at 5. What do you got to say for yourself, girls?
Are you serious?
Yes, we're serious. Of course, you're live on TV. And here's Kitty. Kitty, come on here, Kitty. There's Kitty Rhodes. There.
I know, it's a
Gentlemen.
scary thought, isn't it, Kitty?
Well, thank you. A football schedule. I'm assuming it's the Packers, but Hudson. Okay, just as good.
Yep.
All right, Julia and Marty Sandum. See you guys. Bye-bye. All right. Back
Next
to the
up
parade.
is Hidden Fence of Western Wisconsin, and they're handing out Frisbees. Those Frisbees look really nice, too. I think
Those
they've got those
Frisbees
from
look-
RPG.
Oh, shameless plug.
Can't help it. That's my area.
I did tell you to say that, didn't I?
No.
Oh, what do we have here? What do we have? Oh, we have dogs being thrown at us from Pet Safe, the Hidden Fence of Western Wisconsin Company, world's finest pet containment and training products. All right, this is cool. We have dogs. Cool. All right. Another long time and well-respected company in Hudson, Erickson Oil Products, who has the Freedom Stores. Always supportive of the local community. And I think that's Darren Forbes driving the big Ford truck today.
The Freedom Value Center.
There's Darren Forbes right now as we speak, folks. I don't know if they should trust Darren with such a big rig.
And I think he's got Brett Weller in there.
Brett
with
Weller.
him.
Brett Weller's from the Resco Company.
That's for sure.
All right.
Next we have the Osceola Lions Club Miss Osceola Float.
Sponsored also by Polaris and OCS. And we got a first little princess, Cindy. Who's that?
Alyssa Isaacson.
All right, and our second little princess is
Sarah Haley.
And Amanda Murray is Miss Congeniality.
Jenny Holmquist, second princess.
And Emily Knutson, no relation.
For-
She's our first princess. And who's Miss Osceola this year?
Mary Cook.
Hi, girls. Cindy, I think they like me. They're waving. They all want my phone number.
I think that's their job.
Yeah, oh, that's their job. Okay, all right. I think they like me, though.
Osceola Community Fair, September 8th, 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Beautiful part of the country up in Osceola.
Do a lot of things with the airplanes and the trains and the old automobiles.
And following the Osceola float with the contingent of beautiful ladies is the Osceola High School Band. We have the marching band, the Osceola Marching Chiefs. We can hear them from here, folks. They're coming down the street as we speak. In the green and black, the Osceola High School Marching Chiefs.
Osceola's up there north on Highway 35. Their Wheels and Wings celebration in the fall is always highly attended. They are sharing with us today on this 4th of July weekend in Hudson.
As the sun comes out, I think those black uniforms again are probably pretty warm.
If you're down at the park this weekend, make sure that you check out and get a Booster Day button and support the boosters. It's got a nice button this year about the youth in Hudson.
Our next unit coming down the road is from Prairie Island Nuclear Generating. And one of the local companies here that works with this organization is the Nuclear Management Company. A great addition to the city of Hudson. We're glad to have Nuclear Management Company here in our community. Prairie Island. And their electrical guy is named Reddy, a fan of your community. Hi, Maureen. There's Maureen Brown from NMC right here in Hudson. Our next unit represented is Helmer Printing Companies out of Beldenville, also representing the Hudson Free Press, one of the local newspapers.
And following the Hudson Free Press and Helmer Printing Unit is our friends from the Rutabaga Festival in Cumberland, Wisconsin.
Miss Cumberland and her court are represented. Who's the little fella in the boat here? Looks like Austin Avery, huh?
Yeah. and Queen Zoe Hopkins.
And Miss Cumberland this year is who?
Brooke Johnson, First Princess Jennifer Preitz, Second Princess Brianna Bridger, and you see the third princess there, John?
Cassie Fearson. You know what, Cindy? I think they like me too. They're waving at me again.
I still think it's their job.
Yeah, all right, Cindy, from Roberts again. Who do we have coming next in the checkmate
Roberts
boat?
Marine, your local marine repair shop in Roberts, Wisconsin.
Now, what lake does Roberts have?
We don't have any lakes, John.
But we do have the St. Croix River, don't we?
Hudson's got the St. Croix River.
All right.
And Roberts has the repair shop to fix your marine boating needs.
That is one nice looking checkmate boat.
Are you checking out the mate or the boat?
We have the parade crew here handing out coupons, valuable coupons. We'll add that to our store of candy that we've accumulated here. All right, our next parade unit is two big semis represented by Wiseway Freight here in town. Wiseway is another company that was a great addition to Hudson. They're located up off Industrial Street up on the hill in Hudson. All right, Wiseway Freight. Two big semis, and it looks like they're followed by a lot of the employees with their children handing out candy. It's great to see the kids out here with their parents. I see kids tugging their forearms down. You know what that means. That means sound that horn. Let's see if we can get one from that big boy. Let's see if we can get him to toot that horn. All right, here we go. There we go. We just got a pen delivered personally by Wiseway Motor Freight. Took a semi to deliver it. We appreciate it. All right, next parade unit is the Details Construction Crew. They're located here in Hudson. They have kids
Our
out here.
cameraman's in trouble again.
See the guy with the super soaker?
Yep. It's become a very popular thing to use those super soakers for the spectators of the parade.
Okay, the quiet parade unit here. This has got to be Brad. Whoa, it's got to be Brad Larson with the Comprehensive Communications Crew, the wireless phones and service company here in town. I don't see Brad yet. There he is. Brad's handing out T-shirts over there. Brad's with Comprehensive Communications, located up on the hill in Hudson, providing wireless phones and service here in town. There's Brad over there. He's got kids on cycles and everything, representing Hudson real well today. He's got kids on little mini bikes and scooters. Good looking crew, Brad. Who is this?
We have a race car here, and I'm sorry, but we don't know who they're representing.
The advertisers in the race car hair station and West Hill Bar out of Chippewa Falls and Market Incorporated out of Eau Claire.
And next we've got the St. Paul Winter Carnival royalty that's visiting us today.
Yeah, well, it looks like we have Princess of the Four Winds, Colleen Charles, along with Prince of the Four Winds, Robert Nillis.
The Lady in Waiting, Marianne Oy, and the Prime Minister Del Conroy.
Well, we're certainly glad that the Winter Carnival people could come and see us. We've got Queen of the Northlands, Janet Conroy. There's Janet. Oh, Janet's waving to me. She likes me too. Hi, Janet.
I'll give you that one, John. Next up in the parade, we've got Windmill Days in Baldwin, Wisconsin. Their celebration is held in mid-June. We have Jennifer LaFour And Kristen Rasmussen is Miss Baldwin, representing Baldwin today.
Following is the Copper Kettle out of Ellsworth, Wisconsin. Casual dining and cocktails at the Copper Kettle. Then we have another PT Cruiser coming. I can tell by the white car with the yellow flames that that's the Cousin Sub PT Cruiser. Cousin Sub is a new addition up off of Cooley Road in one of the new malls put up there recently. Stop in to Cousin Sub and grab a sandwich soon.
Can tell by following up, the city sweeper here is bringing up the rear of the parade, so that must mean we're done for another 4th of July parade here in Hudson.
I think we are. As Cousin Subs ends, what we want to do is we want to tell everybody thanks for joining us. The 2001 Booster Days Parade. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Thanks for showing up. See you later.
We'll see you soon.